Professor Tran, it's an honor and pleasure to be with you. You have a very interesting career which fits our concept that sciences are going together in the same direction. They are not going separately. You are a scientist, you are a PhD, but also you are co-director of heart surgery department at Nancy at University of Lorraine. Tell us something about your career, your highlight of your careers, your successes, and what attracted you to this profession.
Yeah, thank you very much for your question. I'm very pleased and honored for me too to have you today with us. As you said, earlier, I am the witness of the communion of scientists and in the medical field. I was PhD in pharmacology, and then when I come back here and I have an idea to how to learn how to teach surgery. So I take the responsibility. I was the founder of this place.
So you're the founder
yes,
of
I'm the founder
Department of Heart Surgery.
Absolutely.
Without being a surgeon?
Absolutely.
And without being an MD?
Absolutely. That's why this is very interesting, because I propose them the way how to teach now, because the paradigm of teaching have changed. So we need now more and more. As you see that in your travel here, we have more and more robotics. We have more and more devices. So the component of scientists become more and more pregnant in the development of medical surgery fields. Mm-hmm. So firstly, secondly, you know that right now for the last 10 years, the people, young surgeon, they have to learn outside the patient because of the new concept, never the first time in the patient. So we have to invent new field. We have to invent, patient, how to reproduce the patient. We can reproduce the patient by numerical patient. We can reproduce the patient by impression, 3D impression. Mm-hmm. We can reproduce the patient using, animal or using cadavers. Mm-hmm. So here you have, in my place, is one
all of them. I guess.
Yeah, we have all of them. So we are now one of the biggest training centers for surgery in Europe, in France and in Europe.
The biggest center in Europe?
Yeah.
That's very impressive. But how it came in your mind, the idea to set up this department? You're not MD, you're a doctor in pharmacology and pharmacy. So what was the incentive? How came in your mind this idea to set up this multidisciplinary, joint of various sciences for heart surgery?
Yeah, first I am a teacher.
Okay.
I'm professor in the medical school. I'm a professor in physiology and in anatomy.
Okay, so you are still continuing teaching?
Yeah, I'm continuing
besides
teaching.
Being co-director of that.
Absolutely. Department. So I'm teaching anatomy and physiology for the medical school
student.
And I see that, the way of teaching, as we know, you and me, is not good anymore. Mm-hmm. Because when we go to the school, to the university. We go to the university because we don't have any information. Mm-hmm. So the teacher gives you information. But right now, information is here.
Yeah, correct.
Information is everywhere.
Everywhere.
So it's not giving information. Teaching is not giving information. Teaching is now how to make sure that people understand and to be more effective. In surgery, before young surgeons go to the operating room and they learn right away in the patient. Mm-hmm. it's not good anymore because firstly, you have the problem of ethical problem. Now you have the problem with the patient. They can pursue you if you do not do things good. And you know that 40% of accident in the hospital is because of the inefficiency in skill of the surgeon.
It's human errors.
Yeah, right. 40%. It's huge.
Huge.
So and firstly, secondly, I knew it, for years, for early in the 2000s, that the development of technology is coming very fast now. Before in the 80s, in the 90s, when you learning a technique, you have 10 years, 15 years to do it. Right now, every 2-3 years, that change. That change too fast. So you have to learn and you have to relearn it again. The technique, and 3 years after, you have another technique. So you have to learn. The continuous training is become now more and more, obvious and more important.
So this is what you're thinking when you first idea came in your mind to build this.
That's right.
Set up
the
this
need
department.
of training, the need, the place, a real place for training, and secondly, there's another concept very important. Right now, we do not have it. It's the certification. In aviation, pilot, they have certification. If whether you come from United States, Canada, France, whatever, China, they have the same certification. So when you go to to take the plane, you don't care about the nationality of the pilot, because all pilot, whoever they are, in what nationality they are,
they have
the same
specific
training.
Procedure.
Absolutely.
That's why we saw your pilot training here in a medical heart surgery school. You have a pilot airplane training.
Absolutely.
Why? Because the procedure is the same.
The procedure is exactly the same. The mindset is the same. So why we know that, and then now we're trying to put certification. So young surgeons here, they can go to Bordeaux, they can go to Italia, and when they show to people that they have the certification, and they are all accepted. That's what we think that in the next step of the professional.
Because it's universal.
Yes.
Doesn't depend on the point of view.
Absolutely, we try to.
Exactly. Very interesting. Very interesting. So, if we go a little bit further, okay. If you go, why you decided to go in pharmacology, in medicine? This is science. Why not in legal studies, in law, in psychology, in economy? What's the story behind? How?
Oh yeah, that's a very huge question. A very interesting huge question. When I was younger, I wanted to be a musician.
Musician, wow.
Yeah, I was a musician.
I wanted to be a writer.
Yeah, I was a musician.
Okay.
I have a band, and we played it, for 2 years. We played,
really?
We made some concert. Yeah. But afterward, I think that, this is the concept, a very interesting concept in my mind for years. I think that, the university right now, when you go to the university, when you choose one specialty, it's just like when you are a farmer, you're doing just one thing, monoculture. The monoculture is not good, and I know that you can understand me. The monoculture is very hard. The nature, if you take a look in the nature is luxurious. Everything there. You don't see the nature that, the nature, everything grow very fast, very, very good. And the problem with the university, so what people, sometimes they suffer. You suffer and I suffer. Because when we put in one way, and then we become in that, but you know that you can do a lot of things. And then, so I have to take a choice. I say, okay, I'm doing it like people because I need to have a diploma. But however, when I have the diploma, I'm doing a lot of things different.
Oh.
So when I had the diploma, I'm going back and I'm working for years for the medical school and develop with surgery. I learned surgery myself.
Yourself?
Yeah, I have diploma of surgery. I have diploma of surgery, absolutely.
But you did it like a course extra university.
And doing a lot of things. So everything coming and give me more, opportunities to develop things. For example, right now.
But my question was, when you were a teenager, why you ended up in science and psychology, in pharmacology, in biochemistry? Why not law? Why not? Because there are social sciences and there are technical sciences, we can call it. So why you took the direction of science?
Yeah, I'm doing.
Why not musician? Why an Academy of Arts?
That's right.
Why
that's
you
right.
didn't continue the music?
Because my how can I say that from my father, my mothers, my families, they are all in area of medicine. My mother says she's a gynecologist.
Oh, so it's a family tradition.
Yeah, family tradition.
It's a family
first.
tradition. Okay.
And secondly, I wanted really to participate in the area how to treat people, how to find new strategy of therapy to save people all the time. This is something, in the core, in the heart. And so, when I decided to do it, you're right. Because when I was younger, people thought that I want to be lawyer and writer because I write it pretty good when I was
you're
younger.
A musician. You could be a star in music.
and then when I just say, okay, now I have to be a little bit more practical. Okay. In music, you can touch, the soul of people by the music, that's sure. But I wanted to do something practical. When I do something, I see that. When you do surgery, you see that after you have the reason right away. You do it good, you have the reason. And so I want something like this first. And then thereafter, I began to understand that science is not enough. Science, we have to put science more larger, because I do think that for the last centuries, everything in science was developed for human first, human first. Human first.
Mostly.
Ecology, animal is outside, beside, secondary. Everything for human, the car. The house.
So you wanted to do something for humans?
I do something for human, and then right now I'm just open mind and say, okay, human is not only the same living, subject in the world. So we have to put living, concept. So why now I'm opening session for vet surgery, that surgeon that you see today. Or today you have some vet surgeon, and now I'm the founder of new structure close to here, from 10 kilometers from here, the very first international training center dedicated for vet surgery. So I'm doing it too.
Okay.
So
that was my question. So family tradition on medicine, we want to do more practical things than art, than abstract art like music, etc.
Yeah.
But in case, for example, you go back, let's say 30, 50 years, you go back at high school level, would you have chosen exactly the same thing?
No.
What you would have chosen?
Yeah, when I was in high school,
so you would not have chosen medicine?
No.
If you go back right now, imagine you are back at high school and you have choices. I'm going to do medicine, I'm going to do music, I'm going to do a writer, I'm going to do this. Would you have chosen the same path?
No, because I've seen the way. I'm good. I love what I'm doing.
So you would have chosen the same thing. You would not have chosen a different path.
Yeah, I want to choose different path.
You would or you would not?
Yeah, I would choose different path.
Okay, such as?
I'm comfortable with what I'm doing now.
I
it's okay.
Okay.
But You know, I think in one life, if we have a choice to do, and we have to explore.
Correct.
I love very much the idea of our ancestors that they are adventurers.
Yeah.
They go everywhere. They open things. They new
So
things.
you are one, for example, supposedly if you are back, what kind of direction you would choose now?
Oh yeah, if
What
I
kind?
get back, I will put all my effort to be writer or to be musician.
Wow, very interesting.
Really,
Very
because
interesting. So you were going back to your childhood.
oh yeah,
So does it mean that you did the wrong choice
yeah, because
when you left the
sometimes
music?
life is going very fast,
Yeah,
and you are between two
that's
choices,
correct.
and you make a choice, and you do it well. I'm comfortable with
Yeah,
I'm
sure, I
doing,
understand. Perfect.
but if
doesn't mean
with
that
the time,
well, the question is not related to you like or don't
Yeah.
like, but what you have the
Because-
choice or they've
yeah.
chosen the same thing.
because sometimes so why I see you see that a lot of people they are suffering about that, because sometimes they have to make a choice very fast, and they make some practical choice, easy choice.
So you would have chosen music and writing right now as a second choice. Very interesting. What about your family? In what direction? Is it medicine? It's your wife, children, medicine, or science, or musician? What's background?
Yeah, in my family is a little bit different. My wife, she's a coach, life coach.
Life coach. Okay.
Yeah, she is life coach.
So no medicine.
No medicine.
No engineering.
My
no science.
children, they are some of them in the medical.
Oh, some that follow.
Yeah, I have my young boy.
Yeah.
He's in the medical
Yeah.
school right now. Another girl, she's pharmacist.
Okay, so
And
they are following you.
Yeah, and one is how can I say that she's in research, human resources.
Human resources.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
No, the question is that to see now to have a family that is better to be two doctors in the family or to be one doctor and any other profession. Is which one makes it stronger?
no, I with the time I tell my children, and it is the truth. Even my student right now, when I have my student in medical school, I tell them that the problem is sometimes when you go there and you put on your mind for one way, it's not good anymore. I take an example. When we go to school, we're doing exactly what our master say us to do. Exactly. So okay, I do it. You have to do it.
Yeah.
I think that is over. The problem right now is we are not in one way. We are in the jungle. So many of different way, many of different things. So why in the university, even in medical school, that you can see, you have big lecturing room. There's nobody. Nobody, because people don't want to go with one way. It's over. Before you teaching technician. Superior technician, but
And
technician.
still continues today.
Yeah, so
To a
it's not
certain
good
degree.
anymore.
It's not good, but
And you see
they
that.
continue. There are
Yeah.
many that continue.
So you can see that when you are major, when you are good in school and university, but in the life, you're not in the top. There's not correlation.
Correct.
And not correlation.
Correct.
People that they are in the top in the life, they learn something else than the university give you. It's not information. They think they are flexible.
So to concentrate what you're saying is the famous expression. So to be a good person, you need to know how to think, not what to think.
That's right.
That's correct.
So the problem is we have now changed the way that we have to teach
So
people.
the purpose of the school is to teach you how to think,
Yeah,
not what you think,
yeah, that's right.
and the procedure of how to think. But it is to teach you how to think, but not what you should do.
Yeah. So why we doing here the same thing. We did not tell people you have to do it like this. No, you see that the procedure you doing this, and the simulator is good because you doing by yourself.
If I do a similarity, it's like in music.
Yeah.
The composer is the same, the notes are the same, but when you play it with your own
Differently.
input.
Absolutely.
That's correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely.
So is music still your hobby, by the way?
Yeah, that's right.
So this is the main hobby. Any other hobbies you have?
Yeah, I'm doing painting also.
Painting.
Yeah.
Wow, you're an artist and a scientist.
And now I just go back and have a band for music.
You still have a band?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I'll do painting. And
so how much time you spend in the work science and how much in band and painting?
Okay, it's a very good question. You know, a few years ago, 10 years ago, I did not have time. A lot of work.
Yeah, that's most of the people
yeah.
today.
But
well,
I think,
some, not all.
Yeah, but I do think that's not good going. I tell you how I can change. For 10 years now, I just get back to myself and I say, okay, what is important in your life? Why you are doing this like this? Take an example, simple. You make, the painting of the wall. I saw people, painting and take time to do it. I say, okay, if we just concentrate, doing very quickly and good, we don't go back. One thing and it's go good. And so you have a lot of time. So why I'm here? I'm here for 100, 300, 300% when I'm here. And when I just go out of this,
do you mean that you can do everything more efficiently?
Yeah, doing things efficiently and quick. And
so you have more time to concentrate in your hobbies and your work.
That's right. Before, I'm doing this, but when I get back home, I still thinking about this. It's not good because you're not efficient. Because if you're really efficient, you're efficient at work. Before, 10 years ago, I bring back, all my stuff at home, weekend, night. No, now, when the time is off.
Up is up.
It's off. I think about other things, 100%.
Correct. The last question. So, what is harder? To be a scientist, to be a co-director of a center, to set up a department, or to play music?
I think it's harder. The harder is to be the co-director of the School of Surgery.
Why?
Because
it's harder than to set up the department?
Yeah.
So setup is easier than to
Absolutely.
manage it.
Managing is something very difficult. When you set up, you build it. You are in the phase of just like music. Yeah. You constructing, you building. Okay. So you are siting to build. Okay. The problem with others is just like in the country. When you are a general, when you go to fight, it's easier to win. That is very harder to maintain. Just like United States, you can see that they can go everywhere, they can win the world, they can win every fight because they're strong.
But you have to maintain.
But after to maintain, they lose everything.
That's Afghanistan.
That's right.
Okay. So the hardest is to manage the department.
Yeah.
What's the easiest? This is my last question. What's the easiest part?
The easiest part when you are.
Music?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Music is easier for me because this in the core of myself. It's coming really from what I'm.
So
I'm
when do we come and listen to your music at your band?
Very shortly. Yeah, next year.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming.
It was very interesting and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.